to rock and roll on my end.
That says it's ready at this end. Where's my show? But stop looking at the Facebook stuff and see what's happening. Hasn't come up on my phone yet, has it? Or is it further? There it is. No, that's 293. Oh, maybe because I haven't pressed the button. Maybe.
There we go. I got it.
You got it?
I do. I'm sharing it now.
There it is, right there. Yep.
In post. It.
Chuck that over there. Chuck that over there. Yep. Say when.
Be good to go, mate.
Oh, what'd you do then?
Touch the phone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 294 Aussie Mac Zone. Zarn's with me tonight. How are you, sir?
Always well, Michael. How are you?
Very good, thanks, mate. Very good. We nearly had Garth with us tonight. Didn't quite get there, but anyway, we'll get there soon. Remind me to talk about show 300 in a little while, mate.
No worries, I can do that.
So tonight, brought to you by IT Help to You and Aussie Tech Heads, ATH Web Hosting, etc. Now, our Aussie Rapple ramblings this week start with Australian watchdog says Vodafone misled customers over digital purchases. Reuters reports Australian competition watchdog said here on Tuesday Vodafone had admitted that it had misled thousands of customers for 5 years by charging them for digital content they bought unknowingly from the telecom company's third-party billing service. Vodafone, Australia's third largest telecom operator, had agreed to refund the wrong customers and accepted that it made a misleading claims about its third-party direct carrier billing service, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission said in a statement. Through this service, thousands of Vodafone customers ended up being charged for content they did not want or need and were completely unaware that they had purchased, ACCC Chairman Rod Sims said. The digital content that could be bought with as little as 1 or 2 clicks was marketed and provided by third parties who paid Vodafone commissions for sales. We accept that some of our customers were provided with direct carrier billing services they did not want, and we've even taken steps to prevent that from happening again, a Vodafone spokesman said in an email statement to Reuters. The action against Vodafone follows similar moves against the country's biggest telecom provider, Telstra, and Singapore Telecom's Optus, both of which were fined 10 million Australian dollars each. The ACCC did not oppose a fine on Vodafone. So my question is, why when the others were fined, did Vodafone not get a fine?
Yeah.
Does that mean that the other two can appeal now and say, well, you didn't fine Vodafone for exactly the same thing, we're not going to pay you? Or
no, I think they investigated both Telstra and Optus because they were the largest two.
Yeah.
I found that they were doing the same thing, and then went on to Vodafone to find them also doing it, and knowingly doing it after Telstra and Optus had been fined
But what did that? So they should have got a bigger fight. But anyway, that part we can't call. So,
yes.
But yes,
I've had trouble with both Optus and Vodafone before for these exact reasons.
Yeah.
So, but what are you going to do? You need a communication service,
and you need more than one.
Yes, you do.
So, anyway, as long as they keep catching them and keep finding them for it, which is good.
That's right.
Now, Twitter says Trump's racist tweets don't break its rules. CNN Business reports President Trump's weekend tweets in which he used racist language to attack 4 progressive Democrat congresswomen are not against Twitter's rules, a company spokesperson told CNN Business on Monday, a conclusion apparently contradicted by Twitter's written policies. The episode represents a tough first test for a new stance Twitter announced less than a month ago, in which it will label and downrank tweets from Trump and other world leaders that break its rules, rather than removing them. Trump has repeatedly tested Twitter's community standards with his regular tirades on the platform. Some of the president's tweets have run afoul of Twitter's rules. On Sunday, referring to the 4 Democratic congresswomen, Trump tweeted, "Why don't you go back and help fix the totally broken, crime-infested places from which they came, then come back and show us how it is done. All 4 congresswomen are citizens of the United States and 3 were born in the States." Twitter's policy on hateful conduct prohibits targeting individuals with repeated slurs, tropes, or other content which intends to dehumanize, degrade, or reinforce negative or harmful stereotypes about a protected category.
Which all of that fits in that category, by the way.
It does. It certainly does. Yeah, we are committed to combating abuse motivated by hatred, prejudice, or intolerance, particularly abuse that seeks to silence the voices of those who have been historically marginalised, the policy reads. Gizmodo was first to report Twitter's apparent contradiction of its own policies. Twitter's new policy of labelling tweets from world leaders that break its rules rather than removing them is an effort to preserve tweets that are in the public interest, the company said. It had not removed any of Trump's tweets that broke its rules. But did they label them?
Yeah, that's right.
On Monday, a spokesman for the company confirmed to CNN Business that Trump's tweets would not be labelled with a disclaimer, which is wrong.
Yep.
And asked about the apparent contradiction between Trump's tweet and its policy, the spokesman declined further comment. In other words, we have no idea.
Yep.
So, yeah, I can understand why in world leaders' case they don't remove the tweets but they need to label them.
They definitely need to label them. I understand why they don't, because everyone should see how much of an arsehat this man really is. He's a joke. He really is, and I don't understand how he's even in power. I feel sorry for the Americans, and but he's got what he's wanted. He will go down in history.
Yes,
like he will go down in history as the worst president America has ever had, and this is a great scale of bad American presidents. You know, we've got like one that sat there while the towers were being bombed, you know, and blown up, sat there reading a children's book. He is worse than this guy. So, you know, leave him to his racist tirades on Twitter, I think.
Just label him.
Yep, label him and watch him go down, burning himself, you know. He's not only is he burning his bridges, but he's salting the earth as well. So.
Tell me what you really think.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, back to our lighthearted news.
Now, Time magazine has rated the 20 most influential people on the internet. For our 5th annual roundup of the most influential people on the internet, Time evaluated contenders by looking at their global impact on social media and their overall ability to drive news. Here's who made this year's unranked list. So I'm only going to go through the first 10 in the list. It does say it's unranked, so this may not be the top 10. But
Yep.
so Lil Nas X, which is a rapper.
No.
And there's from the House of Representatives in the States, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yep. Who is one of the women that Trump had a tirade about.
Yeah. President Donald Trump.
Who was the monkey who's allowed to use Twitter.
There's a South Korean supergroup called BTS.
They are fantastic. If you've ever seen them, they're great.
There's the young lady who escaped from her family, Raif Mohammed.
Yep.
Yeah, we know about her. Ariana Grande.
Why?
It does say why in the story. So, of course, there'll be a link to the story. Go and read the story. Remember the school strikers, the ones that the classes that actually went on strike for climate change.
I do.
Yeah, so they rated. Another one is Lisa Koshy. She's a 23-year-old former Vine star.
Yep. What did she do?
What did she do? Part of doing her stuff and got 17 million followers on Instagram and 14 million followers on TikTok.
Okay, so she's famous for being famous.
YouTube, blah blah blah. There's a gentleman by the name of Brian Colfage, Kolfage.
Yep.
Now, this one's for you, Zarn, because if you're sick and tired of watching politicians in both parties obstructing President Trump's plan to build a wall on the southern border, you've come to the right place.
Woo-hoo.
So this guy set up a GoFundMe campaign to pay for the wall. Right? He raised $25 million to help construct Trump's controversial barrier.
Did he just keep the money?
So now that's far short of the quote $18 billion that Customs and Border Protection estimates it would cost to complete the project.
I'd totally do something like that to take the money and rip those rednecks right off. Build a wall around my house so they can't get me.
And number 10, there's someone by the name of James Charles, who again is a beauty vlogger.
Yep.
Known as the first male ambassador for CoverGirl.
Yeah, so he does the makeup and all that sort of stuff. I know who he is.
And number 11 in this list are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So, so yeah, as I said, there will be amazing.
It's amazing how this has changed over the 41 years I've been alive. How much this has changed.
Well, you didn't have YouTube and Twitter and
that's exactly right. So
TikTok and
there's people literally in that list famous for being famous.
Yeah,
and they're just vloggers, that do short little videos about nothing that people are interested in, and it's because they've got a niche crowd. That's right. They might have 20 million viewers, and in a population of 8 billion. 20 million is not a lot, but it is to a vlogger.
Yes,
and so
I'd be happy with 20 million.
Oh yeah, so would I. If we were here doing this show and we had 20 million viewers, I wouldn't be here going, oh, I don't understand any of this, because if anything, I'm happy to eat humble pie. I'll only complain why it's not happening to me. So, yes.
Yeah, different world these days.
Absolutely.
Good or bad, it's a different world. So,
yep, agreed. Good or bad.
Now, our gaming section, you've got some stories.
I do. So I've been just scouring the net and my app store and all that sort of stuff. Some games that I'm into and I like playing. So I found two. this week that I looked up, and I sort of seen what's going on with Apple and they're sort of their top sort of 20-25 games. I chose 2 this week. So I'm going to say the first game is Assassin's Creed Rebellion.
Yeah.
And it's not your usual Assassin's Creed. It's a strategy role-playing game that puts you in charge of building up the Order of Assassins to take on a growing Templar menace. So the Templar are the bad guys, clearly. So you got to collect heroes and build up your brotherhood and upgrade your equipment. And so if you've played, what are some of the games that I like that are like that? And I'm trying to think of that I play. War of Ages or something like that. So you're looking at it's similar to that. You've got to build your guys up, get your assassins going, send them out. The stronger you get, the more dominant you become. And so I like that sort of stuff. It's they're sort of D&D 40k-esque, magic, all that sort of stuff. So I dig that sort of stuff.
Excellent.
My second,
hello to Tim Griffiths, who's joined in the group, and hello to Jenny Bramley, who's given a thumbs up. Thank you, everyone.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching and giving us a thumbs up and
just drop it in, say hello, and go away. We don't care. We just like to know that there's people out there.
That's right.
Hello, everybody. Sorry to interrupt, Zarn. Go for it.
No, and so I did this one for Jake because he absolutely loves Ark.
Yeah.
He still played it to this day. And so the clip I found and the stuff I found, it says, "Ever wanted a game where you can punch a dinosaur?" Ark Survival Evolved is one of the biggest survival games on any platform you care to name, and you can now get your fill of the dinosaur punching action on iOS phones from the iPhone 7 onwards. You'll start your journey by washing up on an unfamiliar shore. Your only task to gather whatever material you can to survive. But from there, you'll build the tools, clothes, and even houses that allow you to prosper. With time, you might even get to the point where you're able to tame your very own dinosaur. Access to the game is free, but you can pay for faster progress by purchasing various passes. So Ark is a game, so you start off with nothing. You've got to collect material to build a simple hut. From there, you got to make weapons and so on, and your weapons get better, your house gets better, then you learn new trades sort of thing where you can then capture animals, then you can tame them, then they're your companion and you can use them and yourself to then catch more, so build bigger things. Again, it's a survival thing. I like that stuff. So these are the 2 games I chose this week that are iOS friendly.
Excellent.
And that I recommend go out and give it a go.
Excellent.
So, yeah, that's gaming for this week. Back to you, Michael.
So, getting back into my side of things, which is just boring old computers.
Who are we brought to you by this week?
Oh, IT Help to You. All right, we'll chuck one of them. Yeah, IT Help to You. www.ithelptoyou.com.au. Simple, just to, you got any networking challenges? You're Macs and your PCs to talk to each other. If you've got, both in the same building, in the same company, anywhere actually around. I resolved a big networking challenge on the weekend where it was getting lots and lots of crosstalk because they had some 2 devices trying to do the same thing for some reason. So something had happened and the second machine had started up trying to do something. So that killed the network for a while. It was almost, turn everything off one at a time until we worked out what was going on and then turn it all back on. Took a little while to resolve, but we got there.
So again,
now everything's working again.
So once again in the IT world, the question comes to: have you tried turning it off and on again?
No, that wasn't the answer. It was turn everything off, then turn it on one at a time.
One at a time.
Till we basically found what was causing the problem. Yes.
Excellent.
So, but yes, 20 machines later, we resolved it.
Excellent. So IT help to you.
That's right. So another thing. Now this is something you never even think of, but when you go and buy a Logitech wireless mouse or a keyboard and you get that little USB dongle.
Yep.
You need to update. Pardon me. You need to update the software for that dongle.
Yes.
Lifehacker tells us a few years ago, hackers discovered they could remotely take control of a PC by exploiting a vulnerability in the Logitech wireless dongles. According to The Verge, dongles that Logitech is shipping today are still vulnerable to the same remote hack, dubbed Mousejack, a list that includes the manufacturer's unifying receiver and G900 wireless gaming mouse. Now, while Logitech did roll out patches that fixed the remote access vulnerability for peripherals, users owned and used back in 2016, it's unclear when or if those changes were applied to devices in the factory. Some customers may have purchased unpatched devices, and it's possible even more remain on store shelves. As a Logitech spokesman told The Verge, Logitech evaluated the risk to business and to consumers and did not initiate a recall of products or components already in the market and supply chain. We made the firmware update available to customers that are particularly concerned and implemented changes in products produced later. Luckily, you can patch this vulnerability yourself by updating your Logitech's device's firmware. Download the following files for any Logitech unifying receivers, Windows, Mac, or the Logitech G900 gaming mouse for Windows. Now, once downloaded, run each file and follow on-screen instructions to apply the patches. This should fix the loopholes, at least for now. Logitech plans on pushing an additional patch to fix a related vulnerability in August, and you should install that appropriate upgrade as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so please.
And if you're buying the cheap Kmart wireless keyboard and mouse with the dongle, it is unprotected, completely unprotected. So just know, people, that if you're buying the cheaper stuff, from certain cheaper brand stores,
you may be having some challenges.
That's right.
So yes. Now, here's another one. Again, the Apple Watch saves life of a man stuck hundreds of feet from shore.
Huh, cool.
The Apple Watch amazing life-saving abilities continue. This time, the beneficiary is a Chicago-based Apple Watch owner who used the device's SOS mode after being knocked off his jet ski. Philip Esho was hundreds of feet from shore in Lake Michigan when he was hit by a big wave. Having lost his phone and being knocked about, the Apple Watch came to the rescue. Esho said his Apple Watch has an emergency call feature which allowed him to reach 911, but he wasn't sure if the call worked because he couldn't understand what the dispatcher was saying.
Yep.
At one point, even disconnected. He was able to connect with 911, but then he says a helicopter and Chicago police and fire boats had already arrived to rescue him.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, Esho said he would have been no way to get help and had not been wearing his Apple Watch. Wow. Now, the life-saving abilities of the Apple Watch have, ironically, been given the name, become the device's killer app. And now barely a week goes by without us hearing about some potentially life-saving incident. Much of the time, these stories focus on the ECG or the heart reading that people are getting.
Yep.
But every now and again, we get this one where they've used their phone because they couldn't reach their watch. Used their watch because they couldn't reach their phone, or
Yep.
People have fallen over with the latest ones. It's got the fall over recording. So yes, excellent. Another good story, and thank you to everybody at Apple.
This is really great too. Like, just the fact that this was able to, again, and every week we have a new story about someone's life being saved.
Yes.
So I now know that if we're going fishing, then Kellyanne needs to leave her watch at home. I'm joking.
So here's another challenge. Apple are investigating the explosion of an 11-year-old California girl's iPhone 6.
Yes.
The incident happened, and luckily, she normally only watches like YouTube videos, etc., like most 11-year-olds do. But luckily, the child avoided any serious injury. 23 ABC in Bakersfield reports the young girl was using her iPhone 6 in her sister's bedroom when the fire took place. She was told that she was holding the device when it caught fire, and when she saw sparks flying from everywhere from the iPhone, Ramos threw it into a nearby blanket. She said that she did burn herself, but the main damage was to the blanket and bed, which received burn marks and holes where the phone landed. The iPhone 6 itself now shows the display channel is separated from the main body, with a large number of burn marks on the inside of the device. Now, her mother told 23 ABC, "My child could have caught on fire and she could have been hurt more than I am glad to see but I'm glad to see she's okay." She added she would no longer sleep with it nearby, suggesting, I know we charge it a lot. Maybe that caused it, or maybe it overheated. Apple is said to have told Adata that there are a few factors that could cause the iPhone to overheat, including the use of unauthorized charging cables and chargers. Such accessories have, it says believed in this, but such accessories have caused some of the previously reported iPhone fires. The Cupertino firm also said unauthorized Apple repairs and external damage to an iPhone can cause battery failure.
That's right.
Apple is reported to be investigating the incident and has requested photographs from her mother. The company says it is willing to send the girl a replacement phone once the damaged device has been sent to them for inspection, which is great to hear.
Yep, that's lovely.
Yeah, iPhone fires are few and far between, but they can happen, as smartphone fires are one of the known risks of using lithium-ion batteries to power devices. So, yeah.
When I read this story,
yeah,
I thought that that's better. I'm not yelling at the microphone anymore because I moved it back towards me. I thought it must have been unauthorized repair or something like that, or unauthorized cables, that sort of stuff, because you don't hear this happening when you're updating your phones, and so using aftermarket products is what I thought must have caused it.
Yeah, that's the only damage that I'm aware of is when someone, like you say, is using the wrong cable, using the wrong charger more than the wrong cable.
Yep.
Or aftermarket repairs. For example, the one phone in Australia that our iPhone in Australia that I'm aware of that's caught fire happened to be on a plane.
Yep.
It was known to have a third-party repair where one of the screws was between the case and the battery, and that's what set it off again. So,
oh, wow, there you go.
So yeah, please.
Use authorized repairers.
Yeah. Yes, they cost more.
Yes, they do.
Significant difference in what you get in most cases. Yes, definitely. And you have comeback as well with an authorized repairer.
That's right.
Now, we're also this week brought to you by ATH Web Hosting, athwebhosting.com.au. You can go in there, create an account, have a website up and running really quick. WordPress, if you're into WordPress, you can have that going really quick. You can go in and choose a domain name, make sure it's available, and get it straight away up and running. It's not that hard. Seriously, not that hard. So be aware. I had someone contacting me the other day saying, do you want to buy this website name? Because supposedly someone else had asked for it. Because I've only got .com.au, and they said, someone was asking about IT help to you .net.au or something. And I said, well, seeing as how I'm the owner of the word IT help to you in Australia in business sense, I won't be authorizing anyone else to use it. So I don't know how they can register the name. So there are other ways around it. So if they just chose .net, I'd be stuffed because that's not controlled by Australia. Excellent. So yeah, but don't forget athwebhosting.com.au. Now, any more stories, buddy? I've only got one.
No, that's it.
Basically, one sad one to end on, but
that's me done.
Yeah. So my wife and I went to a memorial service for someone today who is known. His name was Warren. He's been a long time Apple reseller and Apple support person. Had a business supporting people with Apple machines, etc., and selling them, upgrading, keeping them going. So and of course we caught up with some other long-time Apple people there. It was good to see them. Not everyone understood Warren's sense of humour sometimes.
He was all right. He was nice. From what I know of Warren and meeting him with you and him and that sort of stuff, he was a top bloke.
Yeah. So, yeah. And we also heard of another passing for someone who was has been a long time Apple person as well today. So, sorry to everyone in the family. Thanks, Warren, for giving us lots of laughs while you're around. And all the best to the families.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
actually, I do have something.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it. Our 300 shows coming up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So we're trying to pull information in for show 300, which will be in about 5 weeks' time.
That's right.
I'm still racking my brain out trying to get people to contact us and give us some ideas, whether they want just a Sunday picnic, or a night at a pub while we do the recording. Where if we get 100 people from Queensland and only 5 people from New South Wales comment, that means I've got to go to Queensland. But yeah,
which I'm okay with because it's all expenses paid, right?
So yeah, drop us a line. Michael at Aussie Mac Zone, Zarn at Aussie Mac Zone.
Yep.
Michael at ithelptoyou.com.au. Just drop us a line. Go for it.
Also, BLB Creations will be designing our shirts.
Yes, excellent. I'm glad you dropped that in as well. That's great. For
the 300th show. They're another small family-based company that do fantastic work. My sons have great Disney design shirts and jumpers and just all sorts of different cool stuff, toys that are labelled with their names in beautiful designs. Lee, who does the work, she's very creative, a very lovely person, and a friend of my family as well as Michael's. And so we're looking forward to displaying the shirts.
Yes, absolutely.
And if we get enough like for them, I'm sure we'll be able to maybe give out some as prizes, and we'll work it out from there.
Yeah, we'll definitely have prizes for show 300. That's an absolute given. So, So don't forget, AussieMaxZone.com.au /AussieMaxZone-episode-294. Got to talk to Glenn about changing that after 300, just to reduce that down to maybe AMZ 300 instead of
I
5.
think
Yes.
AMZ 300 would be fantastic.
Don't forget, you can search for Aussie Max Zone on Spotify. Don't forget, we were brought to you this week by Aussie Tech Heads, ATH Web Hosting, and ITL to you. But most importantly, it's all done for you, our supporters, you, our listeners. So thank you very, very much. And
Yes.
Zarn, over to you.
Thanks, guys, for watching. It's almost 300. I can't wait to the 300th episode.
Yep.
I haven't been here as long as Michael, clearly. But it's always been fun. And so remember, apple a day keeps the androids away. See you guys.
Thank you.